No.
Okay.
All right, here we are. This is show number 8, June 25th, and we're live on the Hangout, waiting for Rick. What statistics?
The analytics. Right.
Okay. Okay, cool. That'll obviously just tell us what's going on with the radio feed in particular, right? Cool. Did you, by chance, Doug, try calling Rick? Did he answer? Okay. He hasn't responded to my email this time, so I don't know. Yeah. Say, Rick, it's Wednesday. Pick up the phone. I heard that. That means you got his voicemail, huh? Yeah. Great. Jay, why are there two of you?
Oh my God.
Jay?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
I can't hear you, Jay.
All right, hang on a second.
Yeah, you better call him back again. I think we lost him. He had to come back on the Hangout, so he probably lost his connection or something.
Okay.
Oh, there you are.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, hang on.
So there's two of you on the Hangout, Jay.
All right, hang on. Why are there two of me? Is there a way to get rid of one of them?
And Bizarro Jay. Yeah, let me dump off this one. Okay.
Okay, there. I've been removed. What? Wait, there's no. We have no.
No Rick?
Yeah.
Okay, Jay, you've gone frozen again. Like, what's going on?
So you're frozen too on mine.
Okay, and your audio's not working. You're not clicking through on the Hangout. Like, you're not coming in.
That's weird.
Okay.
All right. Am I on Skype? Can you hear me on Skype?
I can hear you on Skype, yeah.
Okay. And no Rick.
Welcome to the Political Fix. I'm Heather Vale. On today, June 25th, welcome to a balmy summer afternoon, summer morning if you're here in the Pacific time zone. And I am here with one of my co-hosts. Normally we have two co-hosts. We have Jay Amernick and Rick Raddatz. Rick Raddatz is not on the call right now. He may be joining us later. In the meantime, Jay Amernick is here. He's a strategic planner, helping his clients create and implement plans, goals, tactics, and benchmarks. And he also serves as the bridge in Nevada for Israeli companies who want to expand their business in the U.S. And his development labs create smartphone apps and inventions. Rick Raddatz, who is one of the backbones and the creative force behind the idea for this show, is a serial entrepreneur with a degree in philosophy. He talks about his political development, which is called The Solution, as well as Pentanomics, which is the philosophy behind the solution. I'm Heather Vale, also known as the Unwrapper. I'm a freelance interviewer and writer who works in all media and specifically online. So welcome to the show. Jay, good to have you here.
Yes, I'm glad to be here.
Unfortunately, by the way, if you're watching the Hangout, Jay is not on the Hangout right now. That's some kind of technical glitch, so you're stuck watching me. But, yeah. That is what anyway, it is.
But they can hear me.
Yeah, you know what?
They can hear me.
They can hear you, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And during the break, maybe we'll try to get you back on the Hangout.
Okay.
But anyway, so Jay, how's your week been going?
It's good. It's been it's been very busy. I have my other show, the Happy Hour with the Cravat Pack, and we've we're looking to getting back. We do a live cocktail party every week. We're looking to get back out into to do some pool parties and some other venues. We're very excited about it. So that's been my weekend. And last night was a Yelp Elite event here in Las Vegas at Brooklyn Bowl. And I made a joke on Facebook, and everybody took it very seriously. I said, it was nerd bowling, which is what it was. I said, and I just won first place for biggest nerd. The funny thing is I wasn't in costume, but I was actually joking. I actually, didn't win or was entered. So, but everyone took it very seriously. So.
Maybe your sense of humor is just a little too dry for Facebook.
It was very dry. Some people got it. But a lot of people were like, "Oh, I feel bad."
I assumed it was a joke.
Yes, of course.
But yeah, it was funny. It was.
Yeah, I mean, there were people in there, full on, the tape on the glasses, the whole thing, So how was I going to compete with that?
Yeah.
But how about you? What's going on?
Oh, just keeping busy, going from project to project. So it's been a bit of a crazy week. Saturday, I covered the Gin Blossoms concert for a local publication here called the Las Vegas Informer.
Oh, very good.
And yeah, and Roger Bennett, my photographer, they let us have photo passes, so we were like right up the front for getting photographs of the band during the first few songs. So we got some awesome photography, and it was a fun show.
Good.
Yeah.
It was down in Fremont. Or no, this was at in Henderson. Henderson.
Yeah,
right?
this one was at Henderson. The week before, I covered Three Doors Down, which was at Fremont.
Right.
Fremont, I like the shows at Fremont because they have a good vibe. Like, everyone is really into it, but it's really hard to go you got to fight your way through the crowd. If you, God forbid, you have to leave and take a restroom break or something. It's like, good luck getting back to your friends. But
oh, right. Yeah. Once you're in, you're
stuck.
In.
Yeah. Yeah. Whereas Henderson Pavilion, I mean, you can come and go. It's reserved seating, but because of that, like, it just doesn't have the same energy. Like, people aren't so into the show. They're not up dancing and stuff because they can just sit there and watch. So, yeah, pros and cons, yin and yang.
Exactly. Yeah. I've been to a couple shows down at Fremont. I enjoy it. So. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's another one coming up in about a month. Everclear's doing their Summerland tour, which I went to last year. But they always tour with different bands. This year they've got Soul Asylum. Last year they had Live, and I forget who else. But yeah, it was a really good show last year, so I'm going to go again.
Oh, well, all right.
Yeah.
Very good. And top story time?
Yeah, let's do the top story. Now, this is something. This story is something that we've been talking about, so I know you're going to have a lot to say on this. So, Washington's political establishment offered a sober assessment of the Tea Party movement today after six-term Senator Thad Cochran's narrow win in Mississippi. They said the upstarts are down but not out. You can't underestimate the anti-Washington feeling, which translates into anti-incumbency, and it's out there and it's viable, Senator John McCain told reporters at a breakfast today organized by the Wall Street Journal. Still, McCain welcomed Cochran's comeback win as historic after a nasty, costly primary that forced a 3-week sprint to yesterday's runoff. With 99% of precincts reporting, Cochran held a 6,373 vote advantage over Tea Party favorite Chris McDaniel, who has refused to concede the race.
Sorry.
Unsuccessful in earlier Republican primaries in Kentucky, Georgia, and North Carolina, outside conservative organizations and Tea Party groups had invested millions in Mississippi in hopes of knocking out Cochran. They have very few chances to reverse the trend in the remaining contests that are happening before November's elections, and yesterday's results left them fuming. Taylor Budowich, executive director of Tea Party Express, said, unfortunately in Mississippi, nefarious campaign tactics seem to have won the day over ideas and a bold conservative vision. We thank Senator Chris McDaniel for courageously standing up to the political machine. In politics, the righteous are not always victorious, but Americans across the country appreciate the values that his campaign was built upon. In another setback for the Tea Party, two-term Republican James Lankford of Oklahoma won the GOP nomination in the race to succeed Senator Tom Coburn, who's stepping down with 2 years left in his term. In the solidly Republican state, Lankford is all but assured of becoming the next senator. The Republican establishment blames the Tea Party movement and outside groups for costing it Senate seats and majority control in 2010 and 2012. Leaders in Washington were determined to avoid the same fate in this election cycle when they have a legitimate shot at netting the 6 seats to control the Senate. Cochran's win goes a long way to helping the GOP achieve its goal. In a last-ditch effort, Cochran had reached out to traditionally Democratic voters, black people, and union members who could cast ballots in the runoff. That possible factor in Cochran's victory was cited by critics in days and weeks to come. Now, in November, he'll be facing Democrat Travis Childers, a former congressman in the heavily Republican state. So this is a case of, this is something you've been bringing up for weeks, Jay, is that, you know, turnout, it really does make a difference. People can win by a few votes, and they're saying that if the turnout had not been as it was in this election, which was much higher than it has been in past years, that it wouldn't have turned out the same way. So, what do you think?
Yeah, there are two things. One, I want to, you know, thinking a lot about history, and you know, when the economy is bad, as it is now, that is what gives rise to sort of fringe political parties. And yes, I am going to call the Tea Party a fringe political party, and I'm going to call the 99%ers or whatever they're calling them. They're not even that organized. They are a fringe organization as well. And you know, again,
is fringe? Does that mean any but the top two? Any but the big ones? Like if they're not Democrat, they're not Republican. They're
say
fringe.
what you. The top two represent the mainstream of American political thought, which is sort of any. If you look at any Gallup poll, it is somewhat center right. Is where people are on most issues. Most Americans are quite reasonable, and you know, and the sort of the historical example of this. And before everybody gets hysterical, I'm not comparing the Tea Party to Nazis, and I'm not comparing the 99% people to you know Trotskyites or anything like that. But that is it. It was, you know, 1930s Germany, because the economy was so terrible, gave rise to these extreme parties, and you know, so that's sort of the you know, the one thing, sort of that's why they exist now. But the one thing I thought was kind of funny was the Tea Party blaming Thad Cochran's win on the fact that he reached out across the aisle to Democratic voters.
Well, they said nefarious campaign tactics.
Oh, I thought someone said that he reached out to.
Oh, he did.
He
did.
Right, they blamed that he reached out. So that's exactly what a politician should do, because he represents them. Once he gets to Washington, he represents them. He is no longer, you know, a party faithful in so much as he represents his constituency. So
they said, the critics were saying that, yeah, that was probably why he won, is because he reached out to those people. Yeah, which
is exactly what he should do.
Yeah.
So for them to cry foul on that is that, to me, is nefarious, and that is ridiculous. That again goes back to sort of why we why we kind of decry ideologues on this show, because they have it so in their head, right, that what they believe is factual and truthful, and anything else is not only wrong, but if you believe it, you are a lunatic, and shouldn't even be engaged. So that's again, that is the problem with, again, the Tea Party on the right, even though they claim they're not right, they're right as can be, and the 99%ers on the left, even though they claim they're not left, and they are left wing. So the whole thing is kind of, curious. Thad Cochran is someone who's served for some time, and he's done a good job representing his constituency, and clearly the people have seen through to elect him again.
Yeah. So it was a close race, though.
Right, but of course, but again, that goes back to you have to acknowledge that people are quite upset.
Yeah.
They're upset for a great many reasons. I was thinking, when then Senator Obama and Senator Biden ran, when they first ran against Senator McCain and Sarah Palin. I remember at the convention, Joe Biden gave a speech about gas prices, which were $2, and he was saying how he met some guy, and the guy said, Joe asked him how much it cost to fill up his tank. He says, "I don't know, because I never have enough to fill it up." Okay, so at that point in time, gas was about $2 a gallon. It is now hovering around $4 a gallon. So people are mad about that, and by the way, people on the Democrats are mad about that. To run on gas prices are too high, and then for them to double under your watch is problematic.
Yeah.
So, and in general, I would say there's not much that the government can do about it, but there is something they can do about it. They could put a moratorium on the tax on gasoline. If they eliminated the tax on gasoline right now, it would probably come down about $1 a gallon. Not to $1 a gallon, but probably come down to closer to $3, and sometimes hovering into the 2 and change realm. So
yeah, okay.
So there's a general dissatisfaction in Washington with, again, what we would call politics as usual, them saying anything they want to get elected, which also goes back to my original point about them, that it gives rise to these sort of, I don't like to use the word extreme, fringe, I would rather say, because extreme, to me, extreme is is the KKK. That's extreme. These guys are in reality. I mean, and these guys are just on the far right.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
okay.
and 99% is obviously on the far left.
Right. Left.
Yes. Correct. How about that?
Correct. Okay.
Is that helpful?
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So let's take a quick break, and then when we come back, we're going to get Jay back on the Hangout, and we're going to talk some more about this kind of stuff, as well as we will have Inside Perspective with Jay Amernick. And we'll be right back on The Political Fix.
Okay. So should I sign off the Hangout?
Yeah. You know what? Close it, and then click the link. Click the link again, because what happened when I ejected you, somehow it interpreted that as block you, so that's why it wouldn't let you on. So
okay.
I just unblocked you, so now, yeah,
okay.
Close out and then get back on again. Okay, cool. Yeah, but I unblocked you. I would almost like refresh mine, but then we're gonna lose the live feed if I close mine. Yeah, we've got the video going up behind the scenes so they can see us if they want to watch that. they don't hear the radio, like they don't hear you and they don't hear the ads or anything. They just hear us like talking for the whole thing. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Welcome back to the Political Fix. I'm Heather Vale here with my co-host Jay Amernick, and before the break we were talking about the Tea Party losing out in Mississippi to the Republican Party and everyone being up in arms. And it was a very close race, which is something that Jay has been talking about for some time now. Several weeks he's been mentioning that if you get out and vote, your vote actually can make a difference regardless of what you might be led to believe. So some of these races, in this case part of the primary election, some of them are very close. So, and these close elections can make a huge difference as far as which party is going to control the Senate and that kind of thing. So we don't have Jay on the Hangout, but we do have Jay on the radio show. Jay, you there? Okay, good. We do, yeah. Cool. As long as you're there, that's the most important thing. Yeah, so, I mean, what does this mean for people who kind of, you know, still have the attitude that, oh, it doesn't make a difference anyway, like, there's no point in voting anyway? A garage? They hold elections in a garage? Interesting. Okay. Huh. So, yeah, who knows what happened to them after that, right? They went out with the trash. So people can volunteer, yeah, let's use my garage. Okay, that's cool. Oh, so like their neighbors can't have a lawn sign out for one specific candidate. Okay. Huh, interesting. Yeah, you probably don't even want to know what that was. Yeah. All right, well, let's talk about the inside perspective. So Jay is a political insider. He has worked in Washington, D.C. He has worked with lobbyists and various political parties and talked with them, strategized with them. So we have a segment that we call Inside Perspective with Jay Amernick. Take it away, Jay. Okay. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. Okay, but didn't he just accidentally hit Twitter instead of text when he was? And it's not my wiener. Like the whole Monica Lewinsky and Bill Clinton. Yeah. Yeah. Well, technically, I mean, it depends on your definition. Like he might have been thinking sexual relations means intercourse, and they may not have technically had intercourse. So, okay. Yeah. Actually, yeah. What would have been wrong with him just saying, "Yeah, it happened. Whatever." Like, Okay, but let's be honest here. Don't you think that more than one president has had sex of some sort in the Oval Office? I mean, like, it's a powerful room. Huh. Okay. That was not respectful. Yes, it was not respectful to the history. Yeah. I know, but because of that, there's a certain power to that room, and power is sexy. Just saying, you know, like, okay, I know, I get, yeah, okay, right. I mean, yeah, very true. Really, okay. I don't know. It's like the whole Mile High Club thing. It's like those bathrooms are really small. Like, okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's different. Okay. Have you even seen the inside, like live? Okay. So how are you gonna? Why is it on your bucket list? How are you going to mark that off your bucket list? Okay. Yeah. So yeah, you might need a new bucket list that you can actually achieve. Okay. Not for you. Okay. It's not on your bucket list. Okay. Well, actually, you could accomplish it if we get a female president and you happen to have relations with her. It could happen. It could happen. So the president. Okay. I think you would pass the screening. Yeah, exactly. Because he's got this bucket list thing going on. Okay. Let's take another break, and when we come back, if you want to call in and you want to chat with us and you want to have your say, give us a call at 888-627-6008, and we'll get to your call when we come back. Once again, that's 888-627-6008, and we'll be right back on The Political Fix. Mm, no. I blocked you by accident. No. But in my settings, it's like blocked people, no blocked people, because I unblocked you. Your name was there. Now, what if I sign out of my account over here? I'm going to sign out and then sign back in over here, but not out of the Hangout. Just give me one sec. No, it's continued. It continued. Now there's two of me, but I don't care. That's fine. Okay, so go to your profile page. Go to like Gmail, and then top right, view profile, and then click on Hangouts. There should be like under it. There's events. Drop down and just go down and click Hangouts with the green thing, and it'll pull up your Hangout page. And then over on the right, it says New Hangout with a little magnifying glass, and then to the right of that, there's another drop-down menu. So under that, go down. It says Blocked People. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's what I got too. Welcome back to the Political Fix. I'm Heather Vale here with my co-host Jay Amernick. We still don't have him on the Hangout. If you happen to be watching our behind the scenes, all you're seeing is me today. We had a little bit of a technical glitch, so you're going to see me, you're going to hear me, but go over to the radio feed if that's what you're doing and you're actually wanting to listen to it. It's right beside there at politicalfixradio.com. Go to the live radio feed and you can hear Jay and I both talking there. So yeah. Now, Jay, before the break, we were talking about your segment, Inside Perspective. You said it's not the crime, it's the cover-up, and you had a bunch of examples of government crimes that were covered up after the fact with a lot of smoke and mirrors. Indiscretions. Yeah. Right, sexting's not illegal, yeah. However, in his situation, it was viewed as a crime. Now, okay. Right, right. Right. Okay, yeah. So that becomes a crime. I mean, before that, it's not a criminal. It's not something that's criminally chargeable or prosecutable. However, we could call it a moral crime. These things. So. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Okay. So because these sorts of things happen in government and because a lot of money is spent covering up ridiculous things, don't you think that's one of the reasons why we have what you call fringe parties like the Tea Party who are trying to minimize government control? So is this like par for the course? Like as soon as people are in office, they naturally start creating scandals and covering them up? Okay, but you just said that if the Tea Party were in control. Okay, what is that percentage? Okay, like 10%? Okay. Okay, so speaking of cover-up, I mean, we were talking about the Monica Lewinsky affair earlier, and it seems to me that there was a huge cover-up immediately following that, which is, hey, let's go to war. And everyone forgot about Monica Lewinsky. You don't think the timing was specifically calculated to take the attention off the Monica Lewinsky scandal? Really? Really? Have you ever seen Wag the Dog? I know. And Hollywood often tells the truth in disguise as entertainment. Okay. 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 What about the theory that 9/11 was an inside job? And I, okay. Okay. Okay, that's a generalization though. Even though Bush had long-term friendly relations with what was his name? Bin Laden. Bin Laden. Yeah, their families were friends. Yeah. Okay. So it just seems sometimes that something happens that could have been calculated and manipulated and meant to cover up something else and meant to take the attention off of something else. But you're saying it's all an illusion and don't believe it. Okay. Well, give me an example of one that you think did. Okay. Give me an example of something that was orchestrated to take the attention off of a scandal. Okay. So investigating the security of Twitter would be an example of what you're talking about. Okay. Didn't he think that, okay, the longer he spends focusing on that and talking about that, the longer people are going to talk about why he's doing that, the longer people are going to talk about his wiener picture. I mean, like, yeah, exposed. The thing is, okay, the way that phones are set up, when you go to share a picture, and then you choose whether you're going to share it by text or any number of your social media platforms, it's quite easy to press the wrong little icon. So I know, that's what, like, why even make it into, ooh, this is a security. Okay, what? That's true. Yeah. Yeah, they could. Uh, okay. He might as well have just said oops and be done with it. I mean, like, I don't know. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. That's why I don't understand why you would make this. Okay. Exactly. Exactly. And he brought way more attention to the picture and the incident than what would have happened if he just said, "Yeah, oops." Because you know what? I think people relate to mistakes that other people make. They don't want to think that these people in power or celebrities, they don't want to think that they're perfect and they make no mistakes. People want to, it's like, "Oh, okay, they're just like me. They make mistakes too." Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Yeah. I think Oxford, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Small things. Okay. Huh. Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, and you give up a lot of privacy. Yeah. All right, well, let's take one final break, and when we come back, we'll wrap this up. We'll be right back with you on the Political Fix. Yay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, cool. Cool. Welcome back to the Political Fix. I'm Heather Vale here with my co-host Jay Amernick, and during the break we were just talking with our producer Doug, and nobody heard any of that because normally behind the scenes you would have at least heard Jay if you were watching the Hangout behind the scenes, but we don't have Jay on the Hangout, so all you would have seen was me listening to them. But let's talk about what you just said, Jay. You were talking about the Chinese proverb, "May you be cursed to live in interesting times." So, are these interesting times in your opinion? So, why is it a curse? Okay. Okay. Um, that is very true. Yeah, it's very subjective. Yeah. You see, that's exactly what I was saying earlier about Hollywood. You just dismiss it all as no, it's entertainment, but there is more than a kernel of truth in Hollywood entertainment. Okay. Yeah, art imitates life. Yes. And sometimes life imitates art. Yes, yes, a lot. Yeah. 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 Right. Well, even the book 1984, that didn't come true in 1984, but a lot of that has come true in later years. They're a little off on the timing on a lot of this stuff, but they're not necessarily off on all the concepts. In fact, a lot of the concepts they get right. Right. Yeah. However, there are security cameras everywhere. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, they had a Russian driving. Didn't Chekhov drive he drove the ship, didn't he? Or he was at least helping run it. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, but if you got it, flaunt it. There's nothing wrong with dressing sexy. In fact, the right to dress sexy is actually that's a right we should embrace. Like that's not something to say, oh, it's putting down women. No, that's female empowerment right there. Yeah, in Next Generation they wear cat suits. Yeah, that like sex sells. It is what it is. I don't consider sex to be, or sexuality to be, a negative thing. So, yeah. I know a lot of people do, but so. Yeah, actually, the men are wearing cat suits too. Yeah. Well, they were like kind of two-piece. I think only Troy had like a full-on cat suit. Yeah. But Captain Kirk expressed his feelings in many other ways. Yes. Yeah. However, they did. They had the first multiracial kiss. So, yeah, they pushed envelopes, and they paved the way for other shows to come. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So we have You know what, though, Jay? There are women out there who appreciate that, and so this is not the reason why you can't get a date. So take that out of your mind. Okay. All right. You can't think negative. Otherwise, okay. I know you better than that, but anyway. All right, so we have filled up another hour on the political fix. Anyone wanting to listen to our back episodes, you can listen to the radio archives, and you can also look at the behind-the-scenes videos on the Google Hangouts. All of that is at politicalfixradio.com. That's politicalfixradio.com. On behalf of myself and Jay Amernick and the missing Rick Raddatz, thank you for joining us on this past hour, and we'll see you next week. I didn't see any chats from you, but I just assumed because we're after 10 that, we should wrap it up. Okay. Thanks, Doug. Bye. Right. Yeah. Yeah, you're not here, so.